Did you know that the distance between a total global economic collapse and a normal Tuesday is exactly 21 miles? That's the width of the Strait of Hormuz at its narrowest point. To put that in perspective, it's less than the length of a single marathon. You could run from one side to the other in a few hours, if you could run on water. But within this tiny geographic choke point lies the most concentrated source of power on the planet. Every 24 hours, nearly 21 million barrels of oil and a third of the world's liquefied natural gas squeeze through this gap. That's 20% of the world's total energy supply, funneled through a passage so narrow that the actual shipping lanes are only 2 miles wide. If this one gate closes, the global economy doesn't just slow down, it breaks. Today, we are counting down 15 deep dive facts that explain the geographic death grip of the Strait of Hormuz. Fact 15. The liquid runway illusion. When you look at a map, 21 miles seems like plenty of space. But to a supertanker, the Strait of Hormuz is a claustrophobic nightmare. These vessels are among the largest moving objects ever built by humans. Some are larger than the Eiffel Tower is tall. They cannot turn on a dime, and they require immense depth to stay afloat. Because the strait is littered with jagged islands and shallow reefs, the navigable water is much smaller than the map suggests. To manage this, the International Maritime Organization established a traffic separation scheme. It works like a highway. There's a 2-mile wide lane for ships coming in, a 2-mile wide lane for ships going out, and a 2-mile wide median or buffer zone in between to prevent head-on collisions. This means that the entire global energy market, the fuel that keeps the lights on in Shanghai and the heat running in Berlin, is effectively funneled through a 4-mile wide liquid runway. If a single ship were to sink or be scuttled in one of these lanes, it wouldn't just be a shipwreck, it would be a total blockage of the artery. Fact 14. The natural fortress of the Zagros. Geography is rarely democratic, and in the strait, Iran holds all the high ground. The northern coast of the strait is defined by the Zagros mountain range, a wall of rugged limestone and vertical cliffs that rise directly out of the sea. This isn't just beautiful scenery, it's a natural military fortress. From these heights, Iranian coastal defense units have a top-down view of every single vessel entering the Gulf. They don't need high-tech satellite surveillance to track a U.S. carrier strike group. They can often see it with a pair of binoculars from a cliffside observation post. Furthermore, these mountains are riddled with khors, deep, narrow inlets and caves. These are perfect hiding spots for mobile missile launchers. When a naval fleet in the water is exposed and visible, a missile battery hidden in a limestone cave is nearly impossible to find and destroy before it fires. In the strait, the land doesn't just meet the sea, it commands it. Fact 13. The fragility of glass cities. On the southern side of the strait, the geography changes completely. Here we find the status quo powers, the UAE, Qatar, and Saudi Arabia. In just 50 years, they've turned flat, arid desert into a playground of glass, steel, and gold. Cities like Dubai and Doha represent the pinnacle of human engineering, but they're geographically fragile. These nations have built an economic model based on perfect stability. Their wealth comes from foreign investment, luxury tourism, and global finance, all of which require the world to believe that the region is safe. Iran, having been under sanctions for 40 years, has a resistance economy designed to survive in the dark. However, if a single missile is fired from the strait, the tourism in Dubai vanishes overnight. The banking hubs in Abu Dhabi go quiet. These nations have a much higher cost of conflict than Iran does. They're built for peace, while the geography of the north is built for defiance. Fact 12. The desalination death trap. This is perhaps the most terrifying geographic reality of the region. The Arab states of the Persian Gulf have almost zero natural freshwater sources. No major rivers, no massive lakes. To sustain millions of people, they've built the largest desalination infrastructure on Earth. These plants sit directly on the coastline. They're massive, immobile industrial targets that take seawater and turn it into life. If a conflict were to break out, these plants are the ultimate soft target. If the power to these plants is cut, or if the intake valves are contaminated by an oil spill in the strait, these ultra-modern cities have roughly 3 to 5 days of water in reserve. Geography has forced these nations into a position where their very thirst is a strategic vulnerability. You don't need to invade a city if you can simply turn off its water from 21 miles away. Fact 11. The lawnmower economy of war. In modern geography, expensive does not always mean invincible. The West and the Gulf states have spent hundreds of billions of dollars on high-end defense. $13 billion aircraft carriers, $1 billion destroyers, and $3 million Patriot missiles. Iran has taken the opposite approach. They have invested in low-end saturation. They produce thousands of suicide drones, like the Shahed series, which can be manufactured in small garages for about $2,000 to $20,000. These drones use simple engines, often compared to the motors found in lawnmowers. The math of the 21-mile gap is brutal. If Iran launches 100 drones that cost $2,000 each, and the Defender uses $3 million missiles to shoot them down, the Defender goes bankrupt long before the attacker runs out of drones. In a narrow checkpoint, quantity has a quality all its own. Fact 10. The swarm strategy. Iran's navy doesn't look like the US Navy. They don't have massive cruisers. Instead, they have the world's largest fleet of fast attack craft. Small, fiberglass speedboats equipped with heavy machine guns and anti-ship missiles. In the open ocean, these boats are useless, but in the 21-mile gap of Hormuz, they're a nightmare. Iran utilizes swarm tactics, where dozens of these boats attack a single large target from every possible angle simultaneously. Think of it like a pack of wolves attacking a moose. The moose is bigger and stronger, but it can only kick in one direction at a time. $1 billion destroyers' radar systems are optimized to track high-altitude jets and other large ships. They struggle to distinguish 50 small, fast-moving wooden or fiberglass boats from the clutter of the waves. Fact 9. The silent threat of bottom mines. While missiles and drones get the headlines, the most effective geographic weapon in the strait is the naval mine. The Strait of Hormuz is relatively shallow, with an average depth of only about 150 to 300 feet. This is the Goldilocks zone for sea mines. Iran possesses an estimated 3,000 to 5,000 mines, ranging from old-fashioned contact mines to smart bottom mines. These smart mines sit on the seafloor and use sensors to detect the specific magnetic or acoustic signature of a massive oil tanker. You don't even need to sink a ship to win. If the world thinks there are mines in the water, the strait is effectively closed. No captain will risk a $200 million ship. No insurance company will cover it. Clearing these mines is a slow, agonizing process that can take weeks, during which the global oil supply remains choked off. Fact 8. The 20% global heartbeat. The reason the strait is called a choke point is because of the volume. Roughly 21 million barrels of oil pass through here every day. To visualize that, imagine 21% of the entire world's daily petroleum needs flowing through a single pipe. But it's not just oil. A third of the world's liquefied natural gas, or LNG, primarily from Qatar, also passes through this gap. There is no alternative. You can't put that much oil on trucks or trains. There aren't enough pipelines in the world to bypass the strait. If Hormuz closes, the just-in-time inventory of the global economy begins to evaporate. Within 72 hours, oil prices will likely double. Within 2 weeks, factories in Asia will begin to shutter. The 21-mile gap is, quite literally, the heartbeat of the global industrial system. Fact 7. The insurance weapon. One of the most powerful levers Iran holds isn't military, it's financial. International shipping is governed by insurance. When a region becomes a war risk zone, insurance premiums for tankers skyrocket. During previous tensions in the Gulf, insurance rates for tankers have jumped by 10 or 20 times in a single week. For a ship carrying $100 million worth of oil, an extra 1% war risk premium is $1 million surcharge for a single trip. By simply conducting drills or moving fast boats close to shipping lanes, Iran can make it economically impossible for oil to leave the Gulf. They can tax the global economy and punish their neighbors without ever firing a single bullet, simply by manipulating the geography of risk. Fact 6. The Southern Gate, Bab el-Mandeb. To understand Hormuz, you have to look 1,000 miles to the south. Iran's strategy involves a double choke point. By supporting the Houthi movement in Yemen, Iran has gained a foothold in the Bab el-Mandeb Strait, the entrance to the Red Sea and the Suez Canal. For decades, the Arab states thought they had a plan B. They built massive pipelines across the desert to the Red Sea, hoping to bypass Hormuz entirely. But geography caught up with them. With Iranian-aligned forces now capable of striking ships in the Red Sea with drones and missiles, the bypass is just as dangerous as the choke point. Iran has effectively bracketed the Arabian Peninsula, ensuring that no matter which way the oil flows, it must pass an Iranian-aligned gate. Fact 5. The land bridge to the Mediterranean. While the world's navies are obsessed with water, Iran has been busy redrawing the map on land. This is the Shiite Crescent, or the land bridge. Through a combination of political influence and military partnerships, Iran has created a continuous corridor of influence from Tehran, through Baghdad, through Damascus to the coast of Lebanon. This land bridge is a geographic game-changer. It allows Iran to move personnel, missiles, and trade goods across the Middle East without ever having to fly through hostile airspace or sail through the Strait of Hormuz. It effectively turns the entire northern Middle East into a strategic backyard for Tehran. This depth makes it much harder to isolate Iran. Even if you blockaded their entire coast, it would still have a front door to the Mediterranean. Fact 4. The 5-minute warning. The geography of the Persian Gulf is incredibly intimate. The distance from an Iranian missile silo to a Saudi oil terminal or a skyscraper in Abu Dhabi is tiny. A medium-range ballistic missile can bridge that gap in less than 500 seconds. This creates a hair-trigger environment. There's no time for red phones or long diplomatic cables. If a radar operator in Riyadh sees a launch, they have less than 5 minutes to decide if it's a real attack, a test, or a mistake. In the Cold War, the US and Soviets had 30 minutes to verify a nuclear launch. In the Gulf, leadership has 300 seconds. This geographic proximity makes accidental war a much larger threat than a planned invasion. One mistake in the 21-mile gap could ignite the entire world. Fact 3. The nuclear lock. In the world of geopolitics, a nuclear weapon isn't necessarily a tool for destruction. It's a tool for geographic immunity. Look at the map of the world. Countries with nuclear weapons are almost never invaded. For Iran, the breakout to a nuclear weapon is about ensuring that their current geographic advantages, their control of the strait, and their influence in the land bridge become permanent. If Iran crosses the threshold, it locks the map. It prevents the US or any regional rival from ever attempting a regime change or a full-scale invasion. It turns the 21-mile gap from a contested chokepoint into an owned chokepoint. This is why the countdown to a nuclear Iran is seen as a red line for geography. It changes the rules of the map forever. Fact 2. The Asian dependency shift. There's a common myth that the United States is the primary protector of the strait because it needs the oil. Geographically, that's no longer true. Thanks to the shale revolution, the US is now a net exporter of energy. The real customers of the 21-mile gap are in the east. Over 80% of the oil and gas passing through Hormuz is bound for China, India, Japan, and South Korea. These nations are geographically chained to the Persian Gulf. If the strait closes, the economic shock would hit Beijing and Tokyo first. This has led to a strange new dynamic. China is now the largest investor in regional peace. They're the only power with enough leverage over both Iran and the Arab states to force them to the table, simply because China cannot survive without that 21-mile gap being open. Fact 1. The resistance economy versus the global hub. The most important fact in this 15-fact countdown is the psychology of geography. Iran has been a pariah state for nearly half a century. They've built an economy that's decentralized, rugged, and accustomed to hardship. They've learned to thrive in the cracks of the global system. Their neighbors, the UAE, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, have built the opposite. They have built hub economies. They're the world's flight connections, the world's shipping hubs, and the world's luxury destinations. In a fight over a 21-mile gap, the winner isn't necessarily the one with the biggest army. It's the one who can survive the most pain. Iran's geography is built for a war of attrition, while the Gulf's geography is built for a golden age of peace. This fundamental imbalance of vulnerability is what makes the 21-mile gap the most dangerous place on Earth. The Strait of Hormuz is the world's most dangerous map because it's the only place where a local dispute can become a global catastrophe in a matter of hours. It's 21 miles of water that holds 8 billion people's lifestyle in the balance. If you found these facts as fascinating as the maps themselves, do me a huge favor. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. See you next time on Around the World.